So you're thinking of moving to Kansas City and the surrounding areas like Shawnee, Kansas, but you've got some questions. You want to know about the area, how much home can you get for your budget? How are the neighborhoods, the schools, what's there to do in Shawnee? Well, I'm actually here at Shawnee 1929, and we're gonna take you today on a neighborhood tour of Shawnee, Kansas. We'll show you some neighborhoods and we'll show you some different price points of homes so that you can see what may fit within your budget. We'll also show you what a $400,000, a $600,000, and a $900,000 home and their neighborhoods around them look like. Plus, I'm gonna give you some bonus areas that make Shawnee just a great place to live. So stick around until the very end. I'm gonna share with you some of the best kept secrets of Shawnee that you definitely don't wanna miss. And we're gonna get after it right now. So if this is your first time on our channel and you want to know everything there is about living in Kansas City and the surrounding areas like Shawnee, Kansas, then make sure that you subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so that you can be the first to know about the current market here in Shawnee, Kansas. Hello, my name is Jimmy Ezell. My wife Nikki and I are part of the Living in Kansas City team, and we get phone calls, text messages, and emails every single day from people just like you and you and you. And so whether you're looking to move in 7 days or 7 months, make sure you reach out to us. All of our contact information is in the description box below. We'd love to help you and be happy to help you make a smooth move to Shawnee, Kansas. I am actually right now at Shawnee 1929. You can see some of these older historical buildings around me. I want to tell you a little bit about this before we go out on the neighborhood tour. This is an incredible part of the history of Shawnee, and today what I want to do is I want to tell you a little bit about the history, because the reason why is that Shawnee has become a very progressive city. But before it became a progressive city, let's take a look back at the history of it and how it evolved into this amazing city that it truly is today. So I'm here, like I said, Shawnee 1929, and you can see right behind me, right, the old vintage car, some of the old press building here. And it started back in the 1800s, and it was originally inhabited by a Shawnee Native American tribe who moved here from being, displaced from the Ohio Valley. That's a little bit of the history. The city of Shawnee was officially founded in 1856 and became one of the earliest cities established in what is now known as the Kansas Territory. Once again, did you see this building? Behind me there we go. So in the mid 1800s, Shawnee played a crucial role as a trading post and a waypoint for settlers heading west. Its location along the Oregon and Santa Fe trails made it a bustling center for commerce and agriculture. And it wasn't just about farming though. There were mills, trading posts, and stagecoach stops that all helped Shawnee thrive as a gateway to the west. By the time the 1920s rolled around, what Shawneetown 1929 is to preserve the city that had grown into a bustling agricultural hub. Farmers were growing crops like corn, wheat, and oats, and the local economy was booming thanks to the development of railroads and new roads connecting Shawnee to the other major cities in Kansas and beyond. Places like Shawneetown 1929 offers a glimpse of the rapid growth and development here. As we walk through here, you can see they try to do their best to show some of these older buildings, right? And what life looked like almost 100 years ago. It was a way to appreciate really and show how and help us remember the roots of Shawnee, the agricultural community that used to be. And what's great about it is where I stand, actually, there's a lot of events that Shawnee hosts here as well. One of the great things of this little historical part is it just shows the history of Shawnee, but where we're going, because we're going to show you neighborhood tours, is that now there's 68,000 people that live in Shawnee, and you can see that Shawnee has this perfect balance of the history of Shawnee, but now, of course, the bustling suburban city that it really has become. And we'll talk a lot about that in some other videos as well. But there's no doubt that Shawnee has become a very progressive city in the Kansas City market. The median home price in Shawnee right now is $306,000. So it makes it a very attractive place for professionals and retirees. Plus, the median household income in Shawnee is around $100,000. So Shawnee offers a very solid financial foundation for its residents as well. And so one of the things that I love about Shawnee is that even here, you can just see it's an outdoor space, tons of parks and recreation. We'll talk about that in our pros and cons video as well. But there's just this very deep sense of community in Shawnee. Like here, one of the big festivals you'll see is the Old Shawnee Days, and they try to preserve this real history, like this whole area of Shawnee 1929, while the community continues to grow. and expand as well. And so I just love Shawnee. Like I've told you before, if you don't know, is we help raise our children here, graduate from the high school here, and it's just a great place to live. And I just love that Shawnee has done a great job of just really putting this place and keeping this place together for people, and to be able to enjoy the history of Shawnee. One of the great things about Shawnee 1929 is that you've got this collection of older buildings that they're trying to keep and just kind of, of course, educate the community about the history of Shawnee. And then you might, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but then you've got the expansion happening right behind me. You see the guys up on the, I've been trying to work this video around them, all the beeping and all the noise they're making, but you can see right here, this is like an old gas station. Oh, you can hear them working again. Let's go inside of it, show you this, and then we'll jump in the car and get ready to go do a tour. But I love you guys can see some of the history here. You can imagine 100 years ago, the old Phillips 66 oil, gas. How cool is that? Look at the pop bottles too. How cool is that? And a little bit, you have the shine polish and spark plugs, and very cool. And so that's just a little bit of the history of Shawnee 1929 and what Shawnee is doing with this. Now what we'll do is let's hop in my car and we'll go take you around and go see those 3 different price points on homes in the neighborhoods that they're in. And we're gonna get after it right now. Okay, we are at our first house here in Shawnee, Kansas. And I want to let you know up front, I love Shawnee because my kids actually went to the schools here. We've had a lot of fun in Shawnee. We've owned homes in Shawnee. We don't live in Shawnee now. We actually live out in the country a little bit. But this is going to be a really, all the videos I do about Shawnee they're a little bit jaded because we have so much history and know the area very well and have had a lot of fun here raising our children. They went to the high schools, or the elementary, middle, and high schools here. And plus we just have a lot of friends here. And so the thing about Shawnee is that you're going to find out, like as we're in this first neighborhood, that you've got this community feel. You got still a little bit of the suburban coming out, the suburban sprawl, but a little bit of that small town feel. And you're still, of course, close to Kansas City. And so this first neighborhood that we're in, you're gonna see, we're gonna do a $400,000 house right here. This particular one is here, you can see it here. This is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage built in 2001. And it's a 3,587 total square feet. So that puts it about $129 per square feet. Now, what you'll find out about Shawnee is that it's all over the board. I mean, you've got like this one, $129 per square foot. And if you're coming from the East Coast or West Coast, you're like probably freaking out right now, right? Or a bigger city like maybe Chicago, 3,587 square feet. This is a pretty big home. And so you can see here, beautiful home. Near here is, of course, is the schools, actually just right down the street. A lot of people in these neighborhoods, the schools are very close, all the schools in these subdivisions out here, especially out in Western Shawnee. But you can see this particular home was built in 2001, and the trees, of course, are very, very mature, all right? And so one of the things you'll find out about a lot of these neighborhoods in Shawnee is that the further you go into some of the Western Shawnee subdivisions, you'll find out there's new development, and we'll show you some of those on this tour. But this particular one, this neighborhood, of course, has been around for 20 years, and you can just tell that this beautiful home, 3-car garage, but you can tell that by the trees alone that it's been here for a little bit. You're gonna be able to find a lot of different homes out in Shawnee, different price points. And as you can see, like looking down this street, and you'll also find out there's not, you have some people, but most of these homes have driveways, 2-3-car garages, they're parked there, and most of the streets are, a few cars maybe on the streets. But you'll find out that you also have sidewalks because a lot of people do a lot of walking around here. And then of course, like I said, very, very mature trees because this neighborhood's been around for 20 years. And like I'm at the intersection here of this particular subdivision, and you can see down that way too. But everybody takes care of their yards, and most of these neighborhoods will have homeowners association dues, and you'll have neighborhood pools as well. And so just a great, great, great place to be raising your kids. Near here in Shawnee, like Western Shawnee, and throughout most of Shawnee, but especially Western Shawnee, you'll find out that the schools, like I said, are very nearby for people of faith, or churches are nearby here. Matter of fact, the church that we go to isn't that far from here. But soccer and baseball fields are very close to here as well. And then right up the street, K7, and I'll show you that on the map and the map tours, you'll also see that the Legends isn't very far. And then also we'll show you that it's There's some major streets, Johnson Drive as well as Shawnee Mission Parkway, that really run parallel for Shawnee, and that will get you to most of the places. And so you can see it's a very quiet neighborhood. You know, probably everybody, once again, everybody's at work, just beautiful. And so this is our first home. Just give you an idea, you know, like I said, $465,500 home, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage, built in 2001. And about $129 per square feet. I know it's crazy, 3,587 total square feet home, and a beautiful home at that. And so that's our first home. Let's get in the car and we'll go to the next one. Okay, we're at our second stop here in Shawnee. Once again, just another great neighborhood here. This actually neighborhood is projected to have almost 600 to 800 homes when it's completely finished. You'll see, of course, it's a little newer neighborhood. Like the house that we're about to come up on was actually built in 2021. And so this one is right at $599,900. So we're at the $600,000 mark here. And this is a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage. You can see here, new construction, of course, built in 2021. A total of 2,873 total square foot. So that puts this home right at $209 per square foot. Now you can see there's a range from our first one to this one, and then of course I'll show you another one. But you'll get that all across Shawnee. Some of the older subdivisions, a little bit more mature, you know, you can get a lot more home. You know, of course, this new construction, new subdivisions. And what's happening is the demand, because the schools here are so good. This neighborhood, my grandson's mom lives in this neighborhood, new construction homes and being built out. What's great about this neighborhood is you can see, you know, they've got the great sidewalks for people, built, very community driven here. You know, you can see manicured lawns, beautifully well done, landscaping. And so what ends up happening for people that live in this neighborhood is that you've got the community pool, you've got a neighborhood park, and then of course the school. Actually, let me see, yeah, you can actually see, you might be able to see it, so you can see the top of it. It's literally right down the street, so people can walk their kids right to school. And as a matter of fact, my grandson's mom lives right over there. That's how close this is. And so one of the things I love about Shawnee is that you've got the suburban sprawl. You live out in the suburbs, but then there's so much to do in Shawnee, the Shawnee Mission Park, and I'll show you that. Today I'll actually add this to the video, give you a little tour of that. And then of course downtown. And then there's, like I said, there's 2 major streets, Shawnee Mission Parkway and Johnson, that runs through most of Shawnee. And I'll actually give you guys a tour of that as well. But you can see here, like this home, you know, we'll show you the pictures on the inside. Beautiful home, you know, right at 600,000. And you can see this is the kind of neighborhood you're going to get, especially here, Western. This is a Western Shawnee new subdivision, well done. You know, no, very low crime. The neighbors look out for each other, that type of thing. We're very familiar with this because we lived in a new subdivision when we were living here in Shawnee as well. And so you'll love this. Great community again. And these neighborhoods, of course, they do a lot of things for their communities, especially like this particular one. And so be on the lookout for that. So if you're looking for this kind of feel, you can definitely get it in that price point. So, you know, even at $209 per square foot, if you're coming from the bigger cities, West Coast, East Coast, Chicago, Denver, those places, I mean, that's still a really good per square foot for especially a home that's only, you know, 3 years old, in this neighborhood being, you know, maybe 3, 4, 5 years old. All right, and so that's our second stop. Let's hop in the car and we'll go to our third stop. Okay, we are at our final stop here in Shawnee for our neighborhood tours, and you're gonna love this one. This one that we're walking up or coming up on is a $965,000 home. You can also tell right now by its neighbors that you've got a little bit bigger homes here in this subdivision. Actually, this particular subdivision is actually attached to a golf course as well in Shawnee. You probably figured out which one that is by now if you start looking in Shawnee. But this particular home, just so everybody knows, and this subdivision is Rod Rock subdivision. And I share that with you because you'll see us do Rod Rock. They have a lot of subdivisions, a lot of new homes and new construction. But this particular home, everybody, is putting you at $965,000. It's a 5-bedroom, 5-bath, 3-car garage. You can see absolutely gorgeous. Backs up to the tree line right here, and no neighbors on behind them. And the way this one's particularly set up, but $965,000, 5-bedroom, 5-bath, 3-car. And this one was built in 2006, so this neighborhood isn't that old. You can see by the trees are starting to mature, but this particular home is 5,633 square feet, so it's a big one. But here's what's crazy. On a golf course, look, built in 2006, $171 per square foot. That's right. So once again, if you're coming from bigger cities, East Coast, West Coast, you're gonna love that. I mean, that's just crazy, right? For the amount of home you can get. And inside this community though, you're gonna get the pools. Of course, they have HOA. This particular subdivision, I'm familiar with it because we have friends that live here, clients that live here, and they have a lot of events here. And so you'll notice that happens a lot in the subdivision. And you can see as we kind of go back up, look at all the neighbors, just beautifully well done. Of course, sidewalks, everyone takes care of their homes here. And appreciation in Shawnee, it continues to grow up just because it's a high demand community, high demand city, low crime, top rated schools. And so, that's one of the reasons why people like to come out here. The one thing about Shawnee is that because the schools are so highly rated and there's lots of parks, lots of things to do here, a lot of people like coming here, and there's still continued growth with new construction. I mean, look, even in this subdivision, it's been around a little bit. They're finishing it out with some new homes here, down this street here. And so, this particular subdivision and most of Shawnee, very easy to get to. Don't forget, you're living out in the suburbs, but you're not that far from Kansas City with any of these neighborhoods in Shawnee. I mean, you're literally take Shawnee Mission Parkway or Johnson Drive down, you'll be coming in closer to downtown area. And then of course, easy access with 435, K7, K10, those type of highway systems that are very nearby. And then not too far north, of course, you still have Legends. If you want to go do some shopping up there. And then of course, you've got Overland Park Mall as well. So love these neighborhoods. If you're looking for something like this, make sure you reach out to us. Let's find a perfect home for you, help you create those memories. And so yeah, that is our tour number 3. Let's do this. I'm gonna get back into the office, do a kind of a recap, but I also want to do go on a few other spots. So let me hop in my car. I'll show you some more things as well. All right, so I wanted to stop here and give you guys a little bonus today and share with you one of my favorite spots in Shawnee, Kansas. And this is Shawnee Mission Park behind me. And you can see right behind me is actually the marina. And you can rent paddle boards and canoes and things like that and just go out onto the water. You can see it's a weekday, so there's not as many people out there. I think there's like one other people out there right now. And but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's very quiet. We've come with our family for picnics, but it's right in the middle of Shawnee, right off of 435 highway. And you'll see that in Renner. And then also here is, you can see at the top, you can actually rent the spaces out, one of the shelters, and be able to do a barbecue and things like that. We've done that, have a lot of fun, bringing the family and the grandkids here. Also, you'll see behind me is also a little beach area as well. And so I wanted to just give you guys a little bit of a backdrop of Shawnee and the Shawnee Mission Park. And then also, you won't be able to see it here, but we'll add some video of the dog park here too, where the dogs can go and swim in the lake as well. But I just wanted to stop here and share this with you because it's just a great place to be able to come here, spend some time with family and friends, stand up paddle boards, people do that as well, inflatable boards. I mean, this place can get fairly busy sometimes. And then also you'll find out if you're a mountain biker, ton of trails here, frisbee golf here. So there's just a lot to do. And then of course, if you love to fish, great fishing here. My son's always catching fish out of here. He's really good at it though. But just love this place. Great place for some quiet time too, as well. As you can see in the middle of the day. Like I said, there's nobody here, but just wanted to stop, give you guys a little bonus. And here's that beach I was telling you about. During the summer season, it gets very, very busy. And you can see lots of parking here as everybody comes down, and they can use the shelters as well. So anyways, a little bit of Shawnee Mission Park, and come out if you decide to move here to Shawnee. Definitely come and visit the park and have some fun, create some memories here as well. All right, so with that, we're gonna hop back in the car and do some more touring.